Good morning, everyone. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to share my few thoughts with you all. Networks, they are integral part of our life today. Uh, from starting from the time that we wake up and we go back to sleep, everything revolves around them, and they are becoming more and more important as time goes by. Uh, and the complexities of the network is increasing, the scale, capacities, everything is increasing, and hence the network architectures are also evolving. In the next slide, I'll show you a sneak peek of what's happening in the network architectures and the journey around it. In past, the networks were around largely providing connectivity and coverage so that most of us, the larger mass, can talk to each other, have connectivity around them. That was first generation of the networks. The second generation of the networks came around when the data, at the advent of all these OTT players, wherein the data was to reach to the users, devices, or maybe the enterprises. So it was data going to the end users. That added some complexity. Basically, the data centers would be at the core, and then the data has to reach to all the users. Now, the next generation, the latest generation of the networks are about creating platforms to drive digital economy. One example to that could be like earlier, all the IT infrastructure used to be on the prem. Now, with public clouds coming up, that IT infrastructure in any of the organization is moving towards the cloud. As you can see, this and the flow of data not necessarily follow the flow of money does not necessarily follow the flow of data. That's another important aspect. Another example of it is with the advent of smartphones and 4G. We have all the services that we use today are in form of apps. They are available to us, like for shopping, for booking a cab, or maybe getting anything urgently. You do a blanket. Everything is available, and everything is there into the cloud. Now, with these apps, what we need is two strong platforms. One of them is the cloud platforms on which these apps would reside, and in order to enable that cloud platform, we need even more stronger a connect platform. So this is the journey of the network, starting from basic connectivity to enabling the cloud platforms. I'll take a sneak peek into again into in these two strong platforms. Another important aspect that is happening is that in order to provide users a ubiquitous experience everywhere, as well as the desired level of latency and reliability, even the cloud functions are moving towards the edge. Earlier, they used to be in one big data center residing at one location. Now they have started making regional data centers. Now these data centers are moving towards the edge, and that is this change from core to the edge is bringing in architectural change into the networks, the way they are made. Plus, the capacities on these networks are also increasing quite drastically. Few more key aspects of building the networks. India is a unique market from the perspective of certain key aspects. We have close to a billion broadband subscribers. We have the cheapest data and the highest consumptions. So what does it do to the connect platforms? It builds we need a lot of capacity. The network has to be far more scalable. When we moved from 3G to 4G, there was a 40x capacity increase. God knows what it is going to do when we are going to when we would be fully utilizing 5G. The anticipation is it's going to be north of 40 times for what we have been using in 4G. So this brings a key requirement onto the networks, that these networks should be scalable. Another key aspect is that we have one of the largest populations. So our networks are one of the largest networks in the world. But if you talk about the ARPU, average revenue per user, it is the lowest in the world. And as said that, we consume the highest capacity. So we not only need these scalable networks, we also need cost effective networks. Plus, India is a developing economy, and because by virtue of that, there are all new highways coming up, or we all love going on rides on them. But what it does to the telecom infrastructure, the number of fiber breaks that are there in India is not even comparable to any other country. So this not only we have to make the network scalable, cost effective, but we have to make them reliable also. And this also adds, because in order to make network reliable, you have to add more resiliency and add more redundancy, and that comes with a cost. And as we are moving further in age of AI and all the intelligence that we have in the network, uh, the automation part of it also comes into it. It adds not only it not only adds more reliability, brings more consistency. So these aspects bring a programmable aspect into the network designs as well. So not only we need networks that are scalable, we need networks that are cost effective, reliable, and programmable. Apart from that, while we are doing all these things, there are multiple layers into the network, and these adds complexity to a service provider. We need all these layers of the within the network to be working in a more collaborative, more cooperative manner, so that the network constructs are more simpler. The more complex the network constructs are, they are more difficult to maintain, manage, and operate. So we have to have this constraint also in our mind. Whatever that we build has to be more simpler, more flatter in nature. So that networks that are building now are collapsing multiple layers into simpler layers. And sustainability. Ciena as an organization has sustainability in center, and it's not just because it's a global thing. It's at the center of our all the initiatives. So carbon footprint reduction is one of the key parameters that goes into all this. Now, while we do all these things, we have design constraints, we have got complexity, and we have sustainability targets to attain. We would like to give our customers all these complexities shall remain under the hood, and our customers should get the service providers and eventually the end users, the wider mass, simplicity in network operations. So, and as well as while they use the networks. Thank you. These are the thoughts from my side.